Hello everyone, welcome back into learning of Module 6, that is the relevance of Indian knowledge system in the modern world. Now, recapitulating 6.1 lesson and 6.2, the reason that it is all interconnected and ongoing. So in 6.1 that we talked about was environment wisdom and its sustainability practices that we often continue to use now also, and we should be in order to preserve our natural resources. Then in 6.2, we had talked about the holistic health system. Now, in the holistic health system, we had talked about Ayurveda and yoga. So, Ayurveda was formulated in ancient times and it continues to be an important aspect of our living. The only reason that it is very naturally acquired. There's nothing which is artificial that we are using. None of the resources are being over exhausted. And in fact, it is bringing about a healthy balance into our life. Then we had talked about yoga. Yoga was just a healthy way of living again, with the exercising that there was, and there was consistency in the exercising practices which were enlisted in yoga. We did see the basic postures that we can practice to bring about a healthier living. So, Ayurveda and yoga together as two health sciences did wonders then and continue to do wonders now also. And the proof is that the world around us has started to believe in Ayurveda and yoga as a health system. Though in the world around us, yoga is only seen as a system of exercise, but yoga is basically a way of living well. So both Ayurveda and yoga are very beneficial for living now also. So now we begin with lesson 6.3. Lesson 6.3 is going to throw light on the new education policy of the year 2020, the NEP as famous it is, Indian knowledge system integrated into the education system. The integration of Indian knowledge system IKS into education has gained significant momentum, especially with the launch of the National Education Policy NEP. This was in 2020 in India. This policy marks a pivotal shift, emphasizing the revitalization of India's rich cultural heritage and its practical application in contemporary learning. Now, here's a breakdown of the benefits of Indian knowledge system integration, particularly in the context of and since 2020, and how it is being implemented, how it is being practically put into use. So, the benefits of IKS integration in education, holistic development. So, time again, we have this word holistic being reflected in most of our modules. So, by now, we need to have a sense of realization that an individual is a being which is composed of so many aspects of life: the mind, the body, the spirit, the environment that we live in. So, everywhere we talk about a holistic approach or a holistic development, like nothing is left behind. IKS promotes a comprehensive approach to education that nurtures not just cognitive skills, but also emotional, social, ethical, and spiritual dimensions. This aligns perfectly with the NEP 2020's goal of developing well rounded individuals. So, individuals which can be good at everything, they can encompass everything. So, the goal of the NEP focuses on that. When children begin their education, they need to learn all things and then decide what they are good at. Practices like yoga and meditation, rooted in Indian knowledge system, enhances self-awareness, emotional resilience, and mental well-being, crucial for students' overall growth. Cultural rootedness and identity. Exposure to IKS instills a deep sense of pride and connection to India's rich heritage and diverse knowledge traditions. Students learn about the intellectual and scientific contributions of ancient India, fostering a strong cultural identity. So we need to identify our roots, need to identify what our culture taught us, what our culture brought about, the framework that we continue to still live on. It helps in preserving and celebrating India's cultural diversity and traditions. Interdisciplinary and transdisciplinary understanding. IKS, the Indian knowledge system, naturally encourages interdisciplinary learning as ancient Indian system often integrated various fields like science, like mathematics, philosophy, medicine and arts. So it was a composite unit if you're looking at it. It was not only one phase or one type, it was everything combined. NEP 2020 strongly advocates for this approach, breaking down rigid subject boundaries and fostering a more connected understanding of knowledge. For example, learning about ancient Indian metallurgy alongside modern chemistry or traditional water conservation techniques with modern engineering. So here we see that metallurgy cannot be possible without chemistry, or traditional water conservation can bring about changes in engineering ways. Critical thinking and problem solving. Delving into ancient texts, philosophical debates, and scientific treatises within the Indian knowledge system encourages critical thinking, analytical reasoning, and the ability to approach complex problems from multiple perspectives. Now, when you have a lot of skill set or when you have a lot of knowledge, vast knowledge of different subjects, it does enable you to accomplish a lot of things. IKS offers unique frameworks and insights that can be applied to addressing contemporary societal and environmental challenges. Because the problems have remained the same, the resources have remained the same, hence the solution also can be derived from the ancient knowledge system that we have. Ethical and value-based education. IKS, Indian knowledge system, is deeply rooted in ethical principles like ahimsa. We saw that in detail, that is non-violence, dharma, a righteous conduct that we still believe in, and interconnectedness. Integrating these values into the curriculum helps in inculcating empathy, respect, responsibility, and a democratic spirit in students. It contributes to character building and moral development. So we are talking about an individual here when we talk about the characteristic, the moral and the ethical way of living. Sustainability and environmental consciousness. As discussed previously, IKS offers profound environmental wisdom and sustainable practices. Integrating these into education can inspire eco-consciousness, promoting responsible resource management and a harmonious relationship with nature. Now, the example includes a traditional water harvesting system, organic farming practices, and the concept of sacred groves that we have talked about in detail in the previous module. Innovation and employability. By bridging traditional wisdom with modern knowledge, students develop a unique blend of skills that can foster innovation, that actually challenges you to innovate and bring about better changes. Exposure to diverse knowledge system can prepare students for a wide range of career opportunities, equipping them with culturally relevant and globally competitive skills. So when we work or we talk about equipping, Then we talk about the world at large and where we fit in. How can we contribute towards it? Now, the cognitive flexibility and adaptability. Engaging with different ways of knowing and learning from IKS can enhance cognitive flexibility, allowing students to adapt to new information and changing circumstances more effectively. Now, when we talk about changing circumstances, we talk about for the betterment. When things change, how we modify it for the betterment, for our living, for the ecology, for the society. So now this was the chart that you see below. It talks about 9 principles or 9 impacts of the NEP or the National Education Policy that was enabled to us in 2020. The first, and it talks about holistic education again. The second talks about emphasis on arts and humanities, how important it is to keep relating to our cultural and artistic backgrounds. Then we have multilingual education, because it is not very easy for people in remote areas to be restrained to only a particular language system. We have so many regional languages. The fourth, focus on vocational education. Now, regular education is important, but then everyone cannot be good at all subjects. So the option was given to be good at a vocational subject or a skill subject. The fifth, effective teacher training and professional development. Now, we do believe that learning is an ongoing process, and learning doesn't stop till the time we breathe our last. So, every person who's involved in the teaching and the training profession needs to keep innovating, needs to keep learning new things. The sixth, better accessibility to quality education. Now, we believe that every child is equal and every child needs to keep learning and should be given equal knowledge system and equal opportunities to learn and grow. The seventh, leveraging technology. Now, technology has to be made available to everyone so that people can circumferentially grow. The eighth, strategic assessment and evaluation system. Now, there has to be a benchmarked assessment and evaluation system which brings everyone to the same level of testing. Then on 9, we have skill development. So skill development is not the least, but yes, it is the important one, because everyone, again, as we go back to focusing on vocational education, has a different skill set and can do tremendously well while not on the main subjects. IKS integration in education since NEP 2020 was set in. The NEP 2020 has been a major catalyst for mainstreaming the Indian knowledge system. Key strategies and ongoing efforts include curriculum reforms, revisions and revamping of syllabi at all levels, school and higher education, to incorporate aspects of IKS across various disciplines like sciences, like mathematics, like social sciences, language, art, and philosophy. Dedicated courses and programs, introduction of foundational and advanced courses on IKS in universities and colleges. Institutions are encouraged to offer programs specifically in areas like Ayurveda, yoga, traditional architecture, ancient mathematics, and Sanskrit. Research and documentation. Emphasis on promoting research, documentation, and digitization of ancient texts and traditional knowledge. The Indian Knowledge System, IKS, division of the AICTE, established in October 2020, is a key initiative to facilitate this, aiming to promote interdisciplinary and transdisciplinary research work. Teacher training, development of capacity building programs and modules for educators to effectively understand and integrate IKS into their teaching methodologies. This is crucial for successful implementation. Experiential learning, promotion of experiential learning methods such as meditation, yoga, storytelling, and practical application of the IKS principles. Multilingualism, encouragement of Indian languages, recognizing them as carriers of indigenous languages and knowledge to enable students to access traditional texts in their original forms. Now, whenever there is translation, often there is dilution, means the true meaning is lost somewhere. But if we are able to read and decipher traditional texts in their original form, we will also understand the true meaning and the true value that it held. Community engagement. Higher education institutions are urged to engage with local communities through projects and fieldwork related to traditional knowledge and sustainable practices, fostering social responsibility. Digitalization initiatives. Programs like the Digital Library of India are making ancient texts accessible to a wider audience, including researchers and students. How helpful is the digital library now? That you don't have to roam around, but be just at one station and delve into any knowledge system that you would want, any subject that you wanted to work on. With that, we come to the end of lesson 6.3, and therein we did see that how the new education policy that was put into force into 2020 has been very helpful. It has brought about changes in the holistic education system so that learning of the students, training of the teachers, training by the teachers, and the knowledge system that is therein is effectively used by the guru as well as the shishya. Thank you.